He got problems, she got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time, and welcome to Destiny's Child. It's gonna make sense. It's gonna make sense. I promise it's all gonna tie in together. Okay, so, and also welcome back to the college experience. It's been a minute. It's been a while since I put a little sense of story time for the college experience that's been put in here. hmm So, in the college experience, if you have listened to the stories, you can go and check the playlist to kind of refresh and know what's going on. My roommate is Summer. This story time, I'm still on campus. So it's like we have gone through fall quarter. Yes, we have gone through fall quarter and we are moseying on into spring. Spring is when it is no longer cold and everybody is outside on the yard because it's starting to warm up, which is what we're looking forward to because that means we can be outside on the yard, and that also means there are things that are happening outside. So they would do like meet and greets, picnics, different things to keep you engaged because as I said, coming into college straight, especially straight out of high school, it's a mental thing. Like it's a mental shock. It is. It's a mental shock. Like you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, it's not. I mean, TV give it like a little, um, sprinkle a little sugar on it, but that salt hits you more. Like that salt hits you a little more when you get there. Like it's like a reality check hits you more when you get there. Real talk. So they would do like colleges, most colleges, and this was pre-COVID. So I don't know what they do now, but during this time they would do a lot to make sure like you are engaging, you are networking, so to speak. Like you are. This is. I think this is where Zuckerberger, in my Boosie voice, came up with the fact of networking because networking is very important in college. Mingling, being, what do you call it? Not necessarily a people person. Well, what you call it? Not networking. Not people pleasing. But we called it somebody else. Somebody else. We called it something else. Mingling? Interacting. That's the word I was looking for. Interaction is very important. So they wanted you to interact, which is why when it's warm, they always had something going on. And as I stated, my dorm was literally like right in front of like the yard where they would do most of like the gatherings, the get-togethers, and it's like right here in front of the calf because you want to, try to pull people, especially the freshmen. And as I said, when you come in and you're a freshman, you had to have a meal plan. So in order to get the freshmen's attention, like they would set up stuff like right in front of the calf. Anyway, so again, we have made it through fall quarter and we are heading into the spring quarter, and we outside. We outside because it's warm. So me and Summer, of course, by this time, Summer has her dude, the situation that she had going on back at home, it was kind of on and off. But he was kind of really like hurting her feelings because he was older. So he was basically telling her like, I want you to go ahead and live your life. Hence, he was older. Like I said, the older men look for the young girls. They did. They look for the young girls. So he wanted her to like experience. He was like, I want you to experience college life. He's like, I'm not saying that I don't want us to interact or I don't want you to like stop talking to me, but I want you to experience college life. And so it hurt her feelings, and so she was like, okay. So basically, like, she had gotten to the point where she was like, I want to experience college life. Like, I want to date. Dating for men, y'all date multiple people. That don't mean you sleeping with all of them. I don't know. I can't speak for a man. But for a female, when we're dating, that don't mean we sleeping with all of them either. Like, we just dating multiple people. As the meme, or as y'all see on social media, she got a dude for food. She got a dude for dates. She got a dude to come fix her car. She got a dude who she can call and vent to and ask, like, what this mean? What's going on? Why he said this? Anyway. So, yeah, so that don't mean, when we start dating, that don't mean we sleeping with everybody. So she was like, she was open and she was willing to date. Well, lo and behold, Summer had an older cousin already there as well. So she had an older cousin that was upperclassman that was there as well. So, and her older cousin had an apartment. Crazy enough, her cousin, do I want to give her cousin a name right now? I guess I should. Oh, we're going to call her Shanice. So, Shanice had an apartment as well. And what's crazy is Shanice lived in the same complex as Andrea. Never had, at this point in time, when I was living with Andrea, I had never met Shanice or seen Shanice. Had no idea Shanice lived in the same complex as Andrea. Right? But Shanice was there prior to Summer showing up. So Shanice would kind of help Summer out or whatever. So Shanice was like, she would introduce Summer like Andrea and Gamer were introducing me to people too. Like, get you acquainted on campus. So we Shanice had introduced Summer to Liam, because I wanted to make sure I was saying the right names, chat. Shanice had introduced Summer to Liam, right? So Liam was somebody who was also an upperclassman, and I had seen him before, and he knew. Damn, what did I call him in the other story time? We just gonna call him Party, but he in the other story time, I think he's somewhere. Anyway, so Liam like hung out with Party. Shanice was dating Party, and they all like kind of rolled together, was kind of cool or whatever. So Shanice had introduced Liam to Summer. So Party and Shanice are a couple. Party is cool with Liam. Liam was introduced to Summer by Shanice. Okay, we cleared that up. So she, like, Liam was like kind of, he would call her and like he would, come visit every once in a while. And so when he started like calling her, she started asking questions. She was like, you think I should talk to him? You think I should like go out and hang out? And at this time, I am just starting to date Baller. I'm just starting to date Baller. And so I was like, yeah, miss, oh, you need to, him, because that's what she was telling me about the street pharmacist. Him. Let it go. You too pretty for that. And I was like, the same thing that you tell me, sweetie, you too pretty. He way over there, home, chilling, doing whatever he want to do. You're here. He told you to experience college life. So, sweetie, let's experience college life. And the show, she was like, I was like, what, like, you don't like Liam? Like, what's wrong with Liam? What's wrong with him? And so she was like, nothing, but he's just not my usual type. He's shorter. There are some women who just don't like short men. And y'all just got to flow with that. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. So she was like, he's shorter. He doesn't, like, he okay in the face. He's not my type. He's not what I want. But, like, and I was like, girl, he pressing you? Like, he like, he making it seem like he's serious about it? And so she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, so give him a chance. Give him a chance. You don't know until you give him a chance, which would be the same little mantra, the same little song, the same little thing she would tell me over and over, especially before I started talking to Baller. She was like, give it a chance. Because if you listen to the story time of I'm dating a Baller, she was the main one, was like, where little mama at? We need to find Baller. We need to hook this up. And I didn't, like, girl, I wasn't even paying no attention because I was trying to get my mental together. But anyway, so I was like, girl, aren't you the main one who give him a chance? Give him a chance. Just give him a chance. You never know till you give him a chance. And so a lot of my friends, when I do that, like use their words against them, hate it. They hate it. They hated it. They would be like, really, Angel? Yes, really. Because that's the stuff you gave me. So I'm giving the stuff that you gave me back to you. I don't see the problem. What the problem is? What the problem is? What's the problem? So she was like, yeah, you right. And I was like, he trying to take you out on a date. He trying to do some stuff. And so she was like, well, yeah, he been asking for a minute. So yeah, I should do the date thing. She was like, maybe I should do the date thing. Maybe I should start off in the calf. And I was like, girl, no. I was like, you're not starting off in the calf. If the man is trying to take you on a date, go on a date. He ain't trying to take you to no damn calf. He ain't trying to tell you, meet me in the calf and we gonna eat. I said, he trying to eat on your meal plan. So she bust out laughing. So she was like, no. And I was like, girl, if the man want to take you on a date, let him take you on a date. She was like, okay. So finally she conceded, and he had wanted to, she conceded, and so she went on a date basically. So while she was getting dressed, she was cute or whatever, and so he had called and I answered the phone. And so he was like, hey Angel, it's Liam, can you let me up? Now mind you, me and Liam didn't get along in the beginning because a lot of times people will see me, of course, and I'm short, and they have no idea the same way that you rag on me or make jokes. I have that same ability, sweetie. I'm quick with it and I can come back with it. And a lot of times people don't know that. And so most of the times people who dish that stuff out can't take it. They can't take it and they don't like it. So we kind of like didn't get along at first because he would say like short jokes, and it was like, bruh, you the smallest person. You the smallest person in your group, and your head is huge. Your head is bigger than your body. You walking around here looking like a bobblehead, and you talking about my height. And that was all it was. She was like, but he kept he kept saying stuff about my height, like repeatedly. And I had let it slide so many times. And so it was like, dude, shut up. Yes, I know I'm short. When I wake up in the morning, hop out the bed, baby, I know I'm short. I see it all the time. I don't have a problem with it. If you do, that's something you got to take care of. Not me. Not me. Anyway, so once I had said that little joke, she, like he had kind of stopped talking to me. But then once she explained, she was like, but you've been joking on her this whole time. And she said one thing and now you upset. And so after that, he kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, you right. And he, he was like, I ain't gonna joke no more, but we could be cool. And I was like, yeah, we cool. Anyway, so she had got dressed or whatever, and I answered the phone, and he was like, hey, tell Summer I'm downstairs. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so he was like, well, how you doing? And I was like, I'm good. How are you? And he was like, I'm good. And I was like, that's what's up. Left it at that. Like, it was a cordial after I did the joke. So I was like, hey, Liam downstairs. And so she was like, okay. So she went downstairs. And after her date, she had came back. And I was like, you had a good time? She was like, I had a good time. And she was like, he had took her to, where the hell did he take her? Was it Olive Garden? I think it was Olive Garden. Because Olive Garden, I think, was like coming out and it was like big time. Because we didn't have like a lot of fancy, smancy restaurants back then. So I think he took her to Olive Garden. No, he took her to Red Lobster. Wait. No. Hold on. That might be another date. Hold on. That is another date. He did take her to Olive Garden. I had to think. So he took her to Olive Garden because it'll make sense later when I tell that story time. Anyway, he took her to Olive Garden. So when he took her to Olive Garden, she came back. She was like, girl, I love Olive Garden. I said, so how did it go? She was like, it was cool. But the biggest thing for him was he was like, girl, you can eat. And so she was like, baby, you know I don't play about my food, and which she didn't. And I don't understand men who be like, look at this. Like, you trying to shame a woman for cleaning her plate. Dude, you spending money, you want her to eat, right? Like, who gonna come, what you want her to get a salad? And then when she go us places and she be really hungry or she comfortable and now she eating, and you be like, I didn't know you can eat like this. Well, because you wanted her to have a salad the very first time. Stupid. Let her eat. Like, what? Let her cook. the Isn't that the whole purpose of you coming out, is to get to know me? So know that I can eat. No, I'm not gonna waste food. I'm not gonna waste your money. Bring the salad, add cheese. Anyway, so he was like, girl, you can eat. She was like, oh yeah, I don't play no games about my food. Which we didn't, honey. We didn't. And I was like, if anything, if that's what he gonna spend money on, is feeding you. If y'all decide to go to, a step further, she was like, he cool or whatever. So they had went on a couple of dates, and it was starting to get a little serious, and so she was starting to really like him. And he had got to the point where it was to the next level, and so she was like, it's okay, it's cool. But at this time, her situation, I'm not even gonna say situationship, her situation. That's what we gonna call her situation back at home had started to call, because she wasn't calling him. She wasn't interacting. She wasn't pleading. She wasn't begging. She wasn't searching for your attention like you was used to. So it was like, he started calling like, hey, is she here? Hey, is she here? Hey, is she here? And most of the time when he would call, she would be out with Liam. And I'd be like, oh no, she's not here, but I'll let her know you called. So he had been calling back to back to back. And so I was like, girl, and when she would get in, she wouldn't call him back. She was like, nah, he told me to experience college life, so I'm experiencing the college life. It's something, it's on my phone. It looked like something was on my shirt, but it's on my phone. So anyway, so I was like, okay, girl. So she was like, and I'm liking Liam. And I was like, okay, Liam. So Liam had, when he would come visit, because they had been kicking it for a good little minute. So when he came up, he was like, who you dating? He was like, who you dating? Who you with? Because he was trying to hook me up with one of his homeboys. And I was like, nah, I'm dating Baller. And he was like, he put his head in his hands. And so I was like, what? And so he was like, y'all young freshman girls gonna learn when you get out here. Don't date the basketball players. And I was like, well, I was introduced to him by Lil Mama, and I was like, he good people. Like, so far so good. Like, it's going good. Like, it's not anything crazy. And so he was like, I'm not even gonna front. He was like, I haven't heard nothing about dude. I haven't heard nothing about him. He was like, just be careful. And so that was one thing I would give Liam credit for. He would try to put you on game. He would try to tell you what to look for when it came down to a dude, what not to look for. Especially even when it came down to classes. Don't be afraid to ask for help. He would try to give us good tips. Really, he was trying to put us on game. And so he was like, but I want you to holler at my homeboy. And I was like, I'm dating Baller. And so he was like y'all together. Y'all together. And so when he said that, and I was like, is there something you need to tell me? And he was like, no, I'm trying to ask the specifics of the situation. Did he ask you to be with him? And I was like, oh yeah. And so he was like, oh okay. He was like, well, okay then. Well, homeboy might be all right. And so I was like, well, why you say like that? He's like, okay, I'm gonna break it down to you. Again, he would put us on game. He was like, if a man is like, oh, I'm just hanging out, or we just cool, or he just throwing out, hey friend, hey buddy, hey all that stuff, he was like, he don't take you seriously. He don't care. He don't really care nothing about you. He was like, but if he, babe, baby, and because babe wasn't big back then, but we gonna say babe today. Babe, baby, that's my lady, that's my baby, etc. He's serious. And he said, and him asking you, he was like, he's making it clear what it is. He was like right now, me and Summer are dating, and I'm vibing with Summer. We vibing together. We don't have a title. We're vibing. And I was like, okay. And so when he said that, Summer kind of looked, and I was like, in my head, because I guess for her, we on the next level. We you getting a pickle tickle. Maybe she felt like it was more than just dating, vibing. And that's, truth be told, that's what women do. And a lot of times that's when we mess up. That's what we messed up. Like, you vibe real good with one person and you spend all your time in it, you put all your energy in it. They're not putting nothing into it, which is why dudes, you hear women say, "What are we?" So we know how to maneuver. So if you saying, "Oh, we just cool and we just vibing," oh, okay, well that means, I can go over here. And then you get the mixed signals, because then a lot of dudes is like, if we talking, that means you authorize, like you can't talk to nobody else, but they talking to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dating pool has piss. Please believe. It has had piss in it a long time. It's not just now. It's had piss in it a long time. It's always some mixed signals type situation. So basically what he was saying was, just make sure everything is clear and out on the table. Like, don't assume. But again, when he said we just vibing, she kind of gave him a look, because she had, like, had her head down, messing with whatever, like listening. And when she said that, she kind of looked up. And so I was like, okay, yeah, but he made it very clear. If you listen to the other story time, you would know, like, he asked me to be his lady. So before, for me, it was like, okay, yeah, we just kicking it. And that's just the type of person I am. If you're not coming out and telling me something out of your mouth of what you want, we just cool. We just cool. And there's still certain rules with it. Like, we just cool. Let it come out your mouth. Tell me what you want. Be bold about that. Be bold. And then let me decide. Which is what women do. And sometimes a lot of men, because she probably going to say no. And it's like, I ain't going to say, because I know she going to say no. So I'm going to ride this wave as long as I can ride it. So anyway, that made Summer feel some type of way. So Summer was like, And so he kind of looked back at her or whatever. And so he was like, "What?" And so she was like, "Nothing. I'm just listening." So for Summer, for her, that was I need to, open my horizons basically and date somebody else. And at this point in time, Steven was trying to get at Summer. Steven was from my hometown. So Steven was trying to get at Summer, and she was denying Steven because she was dating Liam. And so I knew when she said nothing, I'm just listening, that she was going to finally give Steven a chance. I just knew. Because I think that was like a shock to her. And I also think that kind of hurt her feelings, because they were really vibing. They were really having a good time, because it would be like most of the week, he would show up. He would be downstairs and be like, "Hey, come on, let's go hang out." And like I said, he was also putting us up on game too. So like they were hanging out all the time, and then they took it on to the next level. And for dudes, again, you gotta know, for some women, majority of the women, when they do that, when they're giving you their body, it means something to them. So don't sit there and be like, "Oh, like we just cool." It ain't like that. We just cool. Boy, cut the shit. Anyway, so like again, so like we would be chilling and all of that, and he would be putting us on game. Anyway. So we are on the yard, right? This one particular day, it was I don't know why we was outside. People was just outside. It was hot, probably. It was probably like one of the hottest days of going into spring. It was hot, and we was outside, and they was having like socials. So it was like people outside. The things outside was the fraternities and sororities. They were recruiting, so to speak. Like they would put out like information, stuff about like their galas and stuff for people who were interested in pledging. So that's what was outside, and it was like everybody was outside. And again, the sun was out. It was hot for us. We look forward to the sun. Not too hot, but hot. Especially after the cold, baby. We want to be outside. And they were having like this I think this particular day, the Deltas was having some kind of it was like a picnic, some kind of social type situation. So the Deltas was stepping, and like they was giving away food. So they was giving away like hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff, and it was music playing. Like I said, like they do like a events to get you to socialize, get you to interact with people. And also the Deltas was trying to pull new recruits in, pull people in for like pledging. And when one sorority or fraternity come out, they all come out. They all come out. They do. They all come out. So people, we was just hanging out on the yard, right? So me and some, like, we were standing like by the steps, and her Shanice and her roommates was there, like sitting there talking or whatever. We were sitting there talking. So at this time, Summer had already let me know. She was like, Steven still want to talk to me? And I was like, I don't know. And so she was like, can you find out? And so I was like, okay, yeah, if I see him, I'm going to ask him. So we are standing there talking, and Liam and Party pulls up. So Liam was like, Angel, I got it. And I was like, you got what? And so he was like, I got it. I've been trying to figure out who you remind me of and who you look like. Mind you, y'all, I've been going through this forever. Forever. In high school, my track coach used to call me left eye, not left eye. He used to call me right eye, because he said I looked like left eye to him. Because again, I used to wear my hair in a ponytail up here, or either it was back here. But most of the time, it was a ponytail on top of my head. It was all this hair, and it was curly all over. And I used to wear like blow pops or something like right there in the front. If I had a picture, I'll send it to you. Maybe I need to ask somebody and see if they can if they got it, because I don't have it. So if I can get somebody to send a picture, maybe. Or maybe I have one. I'm gonna have to look. And if I have it, I'm gonna insert the picture. But and I used to wear these baggy clothes, like, ooh, yeah, like, yeah. yeah. So, I used to do that. So my track coach used to call me right eye, because he said I reminded him of left eye. Because he used to be like, you probably be burning down your boyfriend stuff too. And I was like, no, I do not. But, I mean, I see the comparison sometimes, some places. I see a little bit of it, depending on how my hair is, depending on how my face is turned. I see a little bit of it. But he wasn't the only person. So even when I got to college, there was these people that I knew too. And they was real cool. Like I said, acquainted with a lot of people, because I don't want to say no. Now that I'm grown, I know the difference between associates, acquaintance, friends. You know, you learn the difference. So I was acquainted with these people. So like, and they would be like, you know who you remind me of? And I was like, who? And they said left eye as well. And this was a picture when she had like her hair down, and her Andre Rison was on the front cover, and she had her arms up around him or whatever, and all this was like down around her face. And they was like, you remind me of her. So I heard that, right? So that group of people was like, left eye. They would call me left eye. Liam was like, I got it. I know who you remind me of. And I was like, who? Because I was used to hearing it. And I was like, who? He was like, Destiny's Child. Y'all, we're on the yard. And he bust out. He started, after he said Destiny's Child, he was like, no. Yeah, no. He started singing, yeah. Can you pay my bills? Like, he was literally doing that. And Liam used to walk around all the time with a book bag on. So imagine Liam. And Liam was like maybe 5'1". I'm pushing it. He was maybe 5'1". I'll give him 5'2". No, because someone was 5'2", like 5'3". Liam might have been 5'1". So imagine this short dude. He had a big head, with a book bag doing Destiny's Child. No, 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 no. And he was into it. Yeah, 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 yeah. He was into it, so we all started laughing. And so I was like, I don't look like none of them girls on Destiny's Child. He's like, yeah, 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 yeah. You know the chocolate one, the chocolate one. And I was like, all of them are chocolate. Kelly Rowland is chocolate. At this time, Destiny's Child was Kelly Rowland, Latoya Luckett, Beyonce, and Latavia. However you say her name. Latavia. And so he was like, yeah, I ain't talking about Beyonce. I ain't talking about Kelly. Kelly got the bob all the time, which is true. Latoya had long hair. He was like, Latoya got long hair, but she tall. The one who got long hair and short. And I was like, oh, Latavia. He was like, yeah, her. No. And I was like, I don't look like that girl. He was like, yes, you do. And then he was like, from now on, that's your name. I said, my name is Latavia. He said, no, Destiny's Child. Destiny's Child. When you see me, every time you see me, Angel, bust out. When I say Destiny's Child, no. We're going to bust that out together. Of course, I'm thinking, I was like, this fool not going to do that every time. He going to forget that. And I'm not busting out in no Destiny's Child song every time I see you, boy. Get out of here. So we laughed about it or whatever. We enjoyed the premises on the yard. And that was it, right? So I would say like a week or two goes on, and I hit up Steven like Summer had asked me to do. So I hit up Steven. I was like, hey, you still interested in taking Summer out? Because if you paid attention, of course, again, too, I'm dating a baller. Yes, if you paid attention to, I'm dating a baller. When I walked up with Summer, Steven was like, put me on. Steven wanted to be put on with Summer. So I was like, hey, you still want to take Summer out? You still in the summer? You still interested? He was like, you playing with me? You playing with me? I know I'm laughing a lot because I can see these people's faces. Like, I can see this stuff in my head like a movie. You playing with me? And I was like, no. And so he was like, what? She asked about me? And I was like, yes, that's why I'm asking. Like, she want to know if you still interested in taking her out. And he was like, yep. And I was like, okay, I'll let her know. He was like, you playing with me? I said, I promise you, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. He was like, all right. So I let her know. I was like, hey, Steven said like he's still interested in taking you out. Like, what's up with you and Liam? And so she was like, oh, you heard Liam say like we were just kicking it. I knew. Like, I knew. Like, a lot of times, dudes, and this is the thing. When women, you find a woman or you have a woman who listens to you talk, you got to be real careful. And I'm one of those women. If I'm listening to you, like, I'm dealing with you and you talking about another chick all the time and you say, like, it's nothing wrong with you being honest, but you got to also make the person that you're chilling with or you're dating or interested in aware, like, hey, I'm just venting to you because I trust you. But there's me and you, we straight. When you said, like, make it clear and we just vibing and we just dating, I knew. Because she had just got over a situation where it's like, this dude over here just hurt my feelings. So if we not moving forward in that direction, and we're not, like, officially, like, together, we're just dating. I was like, damn. Like, I tell people that all the time. When the dude, because dudes be like, oh, hey, buddy. What's up, buddy? We on that friends, we gonna be on that friendship. We friends. Anyway. So, yeah. So, I knew. And so, I was like, so, you gonna go out with Steven, like, for real? She was like, girl, yeah. And so, I was like, Summer, don't use Steven as, like, a little ploy, as a little plot, because people do that, too. Like, don't use people as space holders. If you waiting for somebody else, go wait over there by yourself. Don't play with nobody else's fucking feelings. Don't do that. That is disgusting. Anyway. So, she was like, I'm not doing that. She was like, he want to take me out. He interested in me, so I'm going out. Okay. So, lo and behold, her and Steven go on a date. Steven took her to Red Lobster. Steven, when they came back, because when we were on the yard when they left. When they left, because Steven had a car. When they left, like, we was like, woo! Like, we was hyping it up. Me, Riz, and Millie. We was hyping it up. And I think Jeff was there too. Yes, Jeff was there too. Because she didn't go, her and Steven didn't go to the calf with us, because we would all meet to go to the calf at the same time, to go to the calf every day. But, so, we was meeting to go to the calf to go eat, and they were going to, on their date, on their first date. So we was hyping it up. Woo! Like, we was hyping it up. We was like, girl, you cute, because she was dressed up. And so, like, he was like, you ready? You know, I'm ready to take you on a date. So they left. So me and Jeff, you know, gave each other a look. And Jeff shook his head. And I was like, let it be. Like, but we was hyping it up. We was hyping it up. Of course, Liam was on the yard. So he saw her get in the car with Steven. So when she got back, the phone had, like, Liam had been calling her because, of course, like, they went on a date after we went out of the cab. After we left out of the cab, I went back to, you know, to our room. I went back to the dorm. So Liam had been calling, and so he was like, Angel. When he called, he was like, hey, Summer there? And I was like, nah, Summer's not here. And so he was like, Angel, who's that dude? And I was like, oh, that's, she went on a date. And so he was like, yeah, but who is that dude? Because you seem to know the dude. And I was like, yeah. I was like, that's Steven. Like, we went to high school together. And so he was like, Angel, you hooking her up? And I was like, she asked me. And I literally asked the question. He answered. And the rest was their doing. And so he was like, oh, okay. And so I was like, but I'll let her know, like, you called or whatever. And so he was like, yeah. All right. So when she got home from the date, and I was like, hey, Liam called you. And so she was like, for what? And I was like, Liam called you. I told him I was going to let him know you called. So Liam called you in your spare time. If you want to call him back, you call him back. And so she was like, And I was like, well, how was your date? She was like, girl, it was fun. I had a good time. Like, I had a good time. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. So she was like, yeah. So I was like, well, I'm going to go to sleep now. And I was like, I was just waiting, like, because I wanted to hear how the date was. I knew Steven was going to tell me his point of view, but I wanted to hear her point of view. I'm just that type of person. I want to hear both sides. I want to hear both sides. And I'm always in the middle. I'm always in the middle with my homeboys. I am. Anyway, but yeah, so I wanted to hear both sides. So she was like, oh, I was like, oh, okay. So she was like, well, I'm going to go take a shower. And then when I come back in, I'm going to go to bed too. And I was like, oh, all right. I had an 8 a.m. class. So I was like, okay, girl, good night. Good night. And so, like, I went to sleep. So no, she didn't. So the next day, I came back from class, like, her schedule, of course, our schedules was totally different. So I had a class, I had a 3 o'clock class. Yes, I had a 3 o'clock class, because most of the time, y'all, we would be rushing home, rushing to our dorm room to watch Jerry Springer. Yeah, this is when Jerry Springer used to have people in there all the time, and they used to be tussling real hard. And it was this one show, this girl was pregnant. Her name was Jasmine. She was in all white. She had a low haircut. She was gorgeous. She was a light-skinned girl. She had the low haircut like a texturizer. The low haircut, her hair was curly. I don't think it was a texturizer. I think that was just her natural hair. But she was in all white. She was like maybe 5'1", 5'2". She was on Jerry Springer. Her man was cheating on her, and she was pregnant. But that girl was throwing bows. Do you hear me? She was throwing bows on the girl. So I was in class and hoping, like, I had a math class at 3. And hoping my teacher was going to, like, let us out early, because I'm trying to get the Jerry Springer, because I want to see this episode. Because they had advertised the episode. And I was like, oh! So literally, like, I'm running. And my math class was way on the other side, so I had to wait for the bus to get me. Like, I could walk. Yeah, I could walk. I did walk. Did I walk? Yes. Because it was raining. Oh my God, I remember this. It was raining. And I walked, and so, because literally, like, waiting on the bus was going to take forever, and I knew I was going to miss Jerry Springer. Yes, I ran in the rain to get to my dorm room so I could watch Jerry Springer. Waiting on the bus, it was going to be too long, and I was going to miss it. I was trying to get there. And my dang old, the professor wasn't letting us out early in the math class. But he did like 10 minutes. Because it was like, why are we here? Like, we're done. Can we go? And he let us out like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, I gotta make it. I'm hustling through the rain. Because I remember this one dude, he was like, you in the rain? You walking in the rain? Like, you ain't went on the bus? I was like, I ain't got time. The bus is gonna take longer. And he was like, that's what's up. He was like, that's attractive. Because, you know, we don't play about out here. We don't. And at this point in time, I got a perm. I don't care. I don't care. So I'm running. Literally, my class was way over. Those who live down there, my class was way over in the UC, over in that building. I lived in Langdale. I'm booking it. So I'm literally way on the other side of campus, and I have to get to the other side to get to my dorm. Booking it. Baby, I did track. I don't give a booking it. Baby, when I got to my dorm room, Steven and Summer was sitting on the bed. They was laughing at me. They was like, girl. They was laughing at me because I was drenched. And I was like, did I make it? It was like 4:10 when I got to my room. She was like, girl, she not on yet. So we was sitting in there watching the Jerry Springer episode, because baby, everybody was looking for it, like the advertisement. Everybody was looking forward to it. I don't know if I can find, I'm gonna put a little clip in it, because Jerry kept saying, Jasmine, please sit down. You're pregnant. I don't want anything to happen to the baby. Y'all, he had the IV on her in the on the stage. She was fighting because the dude was cheating on her. So she was like, oh, you want to be with her? You want to be with her? And I'm so glad women have evolved. Not all, but some. And you started beating on the man. Like, y'all start checking the man instead of checking the woman. But she was fighting. She was fighting everybody. And when I tell you she was pregnant, you can see her belly. But she was in all white. If I can find that clip, baby, I'm going to put it in here. I ain't going to play all of it, because rest in peace, Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer was part of my, like, culture, clutch, college era. Real talk. Anyway, so we sitting in there, we watching Jerry Springer. So Steven was like, y'all want to order some pizza? Y'all want me to order some pizza? Someone was like, oh, you know I'm down. So the phone rung. And so when the phone rung after he got out the phone. No, lying. The phone rung. So before he could order the pizza, he was like, hello. And so you can hear Liam say, who is this? So someone snatched the phone. And hung it up. He was like, who on the phone? She was like, it don't matter. Order the pizza. So when he picked it back up, he ordered the pizza. So when you call back, like, we don't have call waiting. That is just busy. Boom. That's what you gonna get. So once he ordered the pizza, and we sitting there, we wait, we finishing up Jerry Springer, the phone rung again. And so she, like, my bed was over this way. We have, like, the open space. So my bed was over this way. And then it's, like, the open space. And then Summer bed is over here. So when the phone rung, Summer caught me a look. And so I was like, hello? Basically, like, answer the phone. So I was like, hello? So Lynn was like, Angel, who is that? And I was like, oh, that's one of my homeboys. And so he was like, oh, it's the homeboy she went to dinner with. It's the homeboy she went on a date with. And so I kind of caught her a look. And so she was like, and I was like, yeah, it's my homeboy she went on a date with. And so Steven was like, So he was like, all right, all right. He was like, what y'all about to do? And I was like, well, I was like, we about to eat pizza and like chill out in the room. He was like, all right, all right. You ain't say bye, nothing. You just hung up. So Steven was like, do I need to leave? And so she was like, no. So we ate pizza, had a good time. Steven ended up leaving. I'm pretty sure he went to tell Jeff like the festivities or what happened. But anyway. So he left, and me and someone sitting there talking. So I was like, so what you gonna do? And so she was like, it's not about what I'm gonna do, it's what he gonna do. Which is true. So anyway, her and Steven, it didn't last long, and I'll go into depths in that in another story time later, but they didn't last long. And she ended up, listening to Liam, trying to give Liam another chance, but she was like, it's cool, but it's not how it was previous. And at this point in time, her situation from home had started calling too again. Like he had started calling. So she was like, I'm just, focus on that and give that a chance and see where that go. Yeah. So, and the reason why I call this Destiny's Child was because, of course, he said I look like Latavia, but also because Liam is no longer with us. Rest in peace, Liam. Liam passed away from cancer. Liam passed away earlier this year, actually. He fought very hard. And I had no idea because Liam was on my first Facebook before it got hacked. And I had no idea until I saw some of my college friends had put like his stuff up because he's in the same fraternity as them. So they had put the stuff up. So it makes sense as far as Liam being Destiny's Child because of how and Liam also means, and I picked that name because it means protector. Liam would go above and beyond to make sure he was putting us on game. Liam would go above and beyond to make sure we was taken care of, even though he still wasn't perfect. Like he did go above and beyond, like to try to look out for us. Two, once Liam found out about his sickness, he made an effort to put forth a fight for his life, but also to inform people and make them aware of the type of cancer that he had and to look and search for a cure. Yeah. So Liam was definitely Destiny's Child. Rest in peace, Liam. I love you the mostest because you're definitely the dopest in real life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.